Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. Our podcast is going to be about what we study, my partner and I, José Armando del Rio, and I'm Hernando Romero. We're gonna talk about everything that has been seen on our career. So, first of all, the first subject is about the Roman rights. The Roman rights, the professors and the teachers tell us about how the being a lawyer, about studying the rights of the people, the rights that make the human stabilization, make it, it makes us feel with patient with everyone, having to consider what someone else feels. It's that about. And the Roman rights is the history of what is started with everything that is to be a lawyer. So, and the first thing that you'd see in the subject is that Roman have their constitution that was called the 12 tables, and the 12 tables, it was 12 things that every citizen of Roma had to do, and they had it was like I just said, it was just their constitution. And it all started like that, and then with that, it kind of made up things after that. So it just started that people vote for they think who they wanted to be lead, the empires, the Roman empires, Julio Caesar. And okay, so you see that the Roman Empire, it was so big, and it almost had all Europe, and it had Egypt. And why was it so big, and why was it so impressive? It was because they had a very good they had the very good rights explained to every citizen, and they have everything explained, like the citizens have different rights from the people that were out from the city, that were migrants, and everything had the things that they have to do. Okay, let me explain this. um, okay, so it's not just important because of the history, it's because of what they did. The law is so important today. We use it in every country, in every constitution. It's a little bit, or everything of the constitution could be as the Roman rights, because they made it, they make the history about it. So that's why as lawyers have to see, have to check it out, have to study, have to do everything with that, because it's the first pattern that give us all we have now to communicate, to make law, to make the constitution, to rebuild the constitution, to make a country. We have to know our history. We have to know how those things were built. And even though we don't know, like all the people that don't study the Roman rights, it's in every of us. Everyone is doing law rights every time, as you don't see it, but every time is usually. As an example of this, I'm going to talk about the the people that have debts, the debt, and the one that debts to someone, that was built up in the Roman Empire. In the Roman Empire, they build it and they make law for that. Okay, so in our second subject, I'm going to talk about the civil rights. In the civil rights, we learn everything that it's the human rights, about what a person is capable of, and what they can achieve, or maybe not achieve, maybe they have it from the moment they were born, and we learn that from the constitution, and also in the civil book that is in Colombia. In this subject, I had a great teacher that it was a friend of mine, and he told me that everything that has been made with the civil rights is everything that people in the history of the humanity have been fighting for. So everything that you that every human aspect that we normalize, like not being afraid of someone by killing us because there are consequences about it, everything that a child has, that he has to have a good home and a good house or a good family. He has to have the right of a good family. He has to have the right to study, to being someone. That we learned that in the civil rights class. Okay, in the third and last subject, I'm going to explain because my partner is going to explain a lot about what he thinks of the career. So, in the third subject, I'm going to talk about constitutional. In constitutional class, we learn everything that has to be with the Constitution of Colombia. That is very important. We learn how it works on the senators, on the representatives of Cámara, and also we talk about how is divided the Constitution, how are the first 10 first 10 rights of the Constitution that are the civil rights too, and everything in the about being a lawyer is great because everything connects. So the Roman connects, the civil connects, the constitutional connects, and in the constitutional, it's not my favorite subject, but I like it because you know have to do you know what how is going to be your country, how the president, how the people that represent you, that you choose, how they're going to be chosen, and that I think that is great. That and I think like every career will have to know how the constitution works, even though you study arts or anything like that, because it's going to be how the economic on your country is going to be, how they're going to represent you, everything of that. It's very important because not only the lawyers are going to choose the person, the president, the senators, the management of our country. Everyone will have to know how this works because everyone chooses how our country is going to be, how the planet is going to be, and I think that's great about it.
Uh, Hello, guys. I want to talk about my career. I am a law student, and I will tell you for important things. Yes. Okay. To be a lawyer, among many things, you must have to love for the law. Is very important. That love to help people with their legal problems. It's very important to passion mm, in a country like Colombia that does not have to best information for things. Yes, and there are different legal problems to which people will need our help. Mm, Everything in life has a right because we have a constitutions that allow you to solve conflict of every life. Some example maybe, for example, a divorce. Yes, uh, between a couple either of the same sex or different sex have more problems in your life. Yes, and decide to divorce. Um, Among others, there is a part of lawyers who are dedicated to litigate. Yes, for litigate, this means that help people with legal problems in a criminal courtroom. This in the order to protect and enforce their rights before a huge.
And okay, that was everything for today, guys. Thank you for watching our podcast. We hope you enjoy our podcast about how being a lawyer. And as it ends, I wanna talk about how how Hernando Romero, how as a lawyer I want to be and help people with their problems. First of all, I now work as assistant of from a lawyer, from my dad's lawyer, and I really help him with free cases that people that cannot afford like a big lawyer, and people that doesn't have many money, that people that cannot, that really have bad problems, penitential problems, that can cause them to go to jail. And I really love doing that. I really love doing people their law problems, because every day there are law problems, and I work as an assistant, that like I just said. But I make publicity with the people that cannot afford it, and that's the thing I love about being a lawyer, that it's not all about about getting money, because people that couldn't pay taxes, um, and didn't know much about the taxes can go to jail. I had some case that a mother that had three childs and didn't have a guy, a man to support her, or a woman to support her, that left her with the three children, and she didn't know about anything about paying bills. She didn't know anything about paying taxes, and we helped her, because the police, the government was going to take everything from her, that she had a house. And we talked with the government. We made a discussion about how she was going to pay the money she was debting the government, and that was a free case, and I love doing that. She's called Salma, and that was a great, that was some of the greatest times I've had, helping people that cannot afford things. But that's the thing I love about being a lawyer. And thank you for watching our podcast. Hernando Romero was talking to you.